been asked if I'm going to do the 12 days of Tradmas again this year, and unfortunately, I don't have the time. But then I thought, what if I did an update video? Or two? And so, here we are. Welcome to the 12 days of Tradmas, part 1. Hi, and welcome to, or back to my channel. I'm Kit, your friendly feminist cat lady spinster, and today we're going to have a look back at the accounts I covered last year in my 12 Days of Tradmas series. And for extra fun, a look at some of the comments I received. And if you really want to have that one video a day experience, I'll have timestamps below. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, or would like to refresh your memory, I'll link the playlist in the cards. That being said, let's just get right into the first 6 days of Tradmas. This was a very interesting and concerning account. On one hand, I felt badly for her because she seemed to have a rough upbringing and a lot of trauma. And then on the other hand, she posted things like, "And it is so clear to me now how feminism and all other mutant ideologies enable, encourage, and enhance these traits within people who are predisposed toward them, through grooming, through generations of existence that should have been nipped at the bud by childhood illness, but now, thanks to industrialization and democracy, have their own population of shrieking harpies demanding their degeneracy be celebrated and all that is good be destroyed in their wake." So yeah, if you're foolish enough to believe men and women should be treated equally, or if you're a degenerate, by which she means anything other than straight and cis, you should be dead. Or better yet, have never existed. And then life could have carried on peacefully for the normal people, not being bothered by acknowledging that anything outside their bubble exists. Not so shockingly, her account is gone. I doubt she went searching for her name on YouTube, considering Wife in the Kitchen would have yielded thousands of results, but she did find this video and she posted about it on her Instagram before taking it down because she decided she didn't want it on her grid. It was quite a rant, but unfortunately I didn't think to grab it at the time. I did, however, take part of it to use as an example of what lying about someone looks like. Friends, be vigilant. They want you broken dead, your children and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. Now, let's look at some of the comments on the video itself. You're not making any valid points against the topics she's addressing in reference to feminism and veganism. It seems more like a personal attack, really. Yes, feminists do get married, but we can see how their marriages fail, and it actually promotes for women to be equal to men, thus independent, and not in need for a man to protect them. You look like an angry woman that can't have children of her own because it's too late, and probably no man would want a woman who bitches about being strong and independent. So instead of trying to tear a woman with a happy marriage and family down, try to focus on yourself because you're terribly unhappy. I guess I'll start from the top. What valid points did she raise against feminism and veganism? You can't rebut points that haven't been made, and saying that feminism made her hate men because that's what feminism is about, especially when she apparently married a man when she was a man-hating feminist. What? There's nothing rational there. There's especially nothing rational about wishing childhood illness had wiped out the people she doesn't like, as God and nature intended. And feminism doesn't promote women to be equal to men. It advocates for men and women to be treated equally because we are. But since this person mentioned it, what exactly are men supposed to be protecting women from? And if you are a man, wouldn't you rather a woman marry you because she wants to be with you, not because she needs you to protect her? Also, where do we see that feminists have a higher divorce rate? So far as I'm aware, there's no study that specifically targets married women who identify as feminists, unless this person assumes that a woman who would get divorced is a feminist, in which case it still doesn't work. Anyway, I really appreciate the attempts at personal attacks. You look like an angry woman. That's never been said to a woman who's saying something people don't like before. It's really interesting how they try to make this personal when it's not. These posts were public and I found them alarming, and a year later, I still do. There's so much wrong with this video, but I think the worst part is that you mentioned even though she posted it publicly, it's still personal to be picked apart by a stranger. But yet you're doing just that. I don't see a single thing on her page that was harmful or wrong in any way. She's an amazing person. Wife in the Kitchen, is that you? If so, it doesn't surprise me you found nothing wrong with her posts. And the too personal wasn't related to the posts themselves. It was related to the trauma she talked about. I acknowledged it, which is important because it likely influenced her beliefs. Hope she got therapy and didn't dwell on it. Because, again, that is too personal to be discussed by a stranger, and that wasn't what prompted me to make that video. If you want to live in a hierarchy where women are less than men, go for it. If you claim that it's natural for men to be above women, accuse people of being mentally ill because they don't agree with you, bemoan how childhood illness no longer wipes out degenerates, you can't be surprised if you get pushback. That That trad girl made it onto Reddit this year, and someone claimed they knew the person running the account, it wasn't their first trad account, and the person behind it is a man. And I can kind of see it because though this account did post a few pictures of themselves, that's not the same as a real, and though I know it happens, a woman pushing so hard for women to know their place feels really wrong to me. On that note, this account hasn't posted since June, and it's not too surprising because they were going hard at it for a while. Burnout is real. Before I talk about the drama, I just want to address the whole Stepford thing. A lot of her commenters were claiming they can't wait to be a Stepford wife, they want to live in Stepford, and to that I say, please, for the love of whatever you hold dear, read the book. Anyway, about a week after this video was posted, I began getting a lot of weird comments, and lo and behold, that trad girl posted my video and my Instagram to her Instagram account. A strange choice, given that she decided she wanted it taken down, and by this point, it was getting like 1 view a day. Why publicize it? But let's look at some comments. Maya is a very nice person and you are wrong about her. You are miserable. You couldn't be a traditional woman if you wanted to because no man would marry you. Feminism. Watching this video has made me realize how much I love traditionalism and can't wait to be a housewife. Thank you, hypocritical feminists, for such an inspirational video. There's nothing wrong with traditional women, men, and lifestyles. You clearly don't have respect for the way other people live their life. Y'all modern-day feminists are out of control, and it's truly embarrassing. You woke up and thought, I'm such a woman-supporting feminist that I'm going to spend my day making multiple videos about making fun of and ridiculing women who do whatever they feel like doing. Thank God I left the cult of feminism at age 21. My response? I must have missed the lesson where I'm to support women relinquishing their autonomy. Their response? I'm not saying whether relinquishing all your authorities is either right or wrong, but even so, why can't you support the choice another woman makes? If this makes her happy, why not say, okay, it's your life, or just don't say anything at all, leave her to live her life in peace? This all just sounds like elementary school style bullying and making fun to me, and you have made videos about a lot of women, and strangely many of them are women of color. My response? If that's what you want to do with your life, great, but if you also want to influence other people into making that same decision, and especially if you're using religion to justify it, I'm going to talk about it. That trad girl herself chimed in, and I pinned it and responded, of course, which prompted this response from someone else. The audacity of you to say, of course. It's ironic how you have a black woman who created her own personal platform to voice her opinions on certain things and traditionalism. She's not hurting anyone, she's not forcing or threatening anyone to follow her, but she created this platform for the sake of being able to have an opinion that is outside of the box, that doesn't fit the typical modern society opinion on what is acceptable. But then here you are, a white liberal woman, trying to force down your own stupid opinion down her throat just because she doesn't feed into your narratives. We get it, you do not like traditionalism and you don't believe in it. That is fine, no one is forcing you to watch it, but how dare you try to force your opinions on a black woman as if she's supposed to accept it and completely disregard her own personal desires and believe in a way that she chooses to live her life. I'm so sick and tired of seeing you stupid white feminists making a mockery out of black women and our own desires for our own personal life. That was something. I'm not going to show all the comments, but there was a lot of talk about how white feminists get upset when black women go against the narrative. I was also accused of mocking her beliefs and spreading lies about her, even though I was commenting on her publicly available content. And on that note, she had 5,000 followers to my, at the time, 450. I'm pretty sure she intended for her followers to brigade my channel. Anyway, she and her followers also pointed out that I used her picture without permission, and though she had, and still has, a much larger audience than I do, I apologized and removed it. That was what led to my decision not to cover smaller accounts anymore. Now I try to stick to people with more than 10,000 followers. Anyway, after her initially flippant response, she ended with, "Can you just take down the video out of respect of my not liking it? I'm not trying to argue or spread hate, I'm just begging you to please take down this video because I truly don't like it and don't want this to be out there about me personally. I'm coming to you woman to woman. Please can you just leave me alone and my content alone? I get it, you don't like me and my views. Can we just agree to disagree and for you to take this video down? I don't want conflict." To be honest, it's been a year and I'm still confused. She said she didn't want this, I assume the video, to be out there, but it's her post. And she used feminism and feminist hashtags, so did she not expect pushback? I suppose she limited comments on her post for that reason, but I'm baffled. Anyway, she seemed confused by how feminists can be feminists and not support everything a woman does, so to clear that up for her, if you want to marry, be a stay-at-home mother, live off-grid, whatever, that's great, and I hope you're able to fulfill your dreams. However, I'm not obligated, and it's not healthy, to support everything someone does because of their sex. And though the following posts are from a woman, I do not and will not support them. Also, if you want to give up your autonomy, I think it's a mistake, but it's your life and I can't stop you. However, if you try to convince other women to do the same, I'm absolutely going to comment on it. And on that note, perhaps I need to borrow Cece Suarez's statement about how I don't know these people and I don't need to know them. It's not about them, it's about what they're promoting. There was some doubt last year as to if this was a real account, but looking back a year later, I think it is. I can tell because they use the feminism hashtag and limit comments. Some of their posts, though, are unintentionally hilarious. Feminists aren't fighting for equality. They are fighting against masculinity and femininity. Equality is just a bait. Beware. Please explain to me the decision to tell people to beware of feminists and use a bound and gagged woman as the image. I suspect this account is for men who don't like that women are no longer property. Cleaning the home, washing and ironing the clothes, and cooking meals are the roles of a wife. But if a maid does it instead of the wife, then the maid indirectly becomes the housewife of the house and the wife of the master of the house. The main reason why men fall for housemaids is those maids serve, obey, present themselves attractable, and involve in good conversations with the master. And the master's wife is busy in career and lazy in her wife duties. Those unfortunate men can't be blamed. How far can they try and lose their woman? So to be clear, men should rule the world because reasons, but if they cheat on their wife with their maid, it's not their fault. Poor unfortunate man. What else was he to do when the maid was doing housewifely duties like cooking and cleaning? He just got confused. Peep the lone comment, well said. How low is the bar if that nonsense is well said? Let's have a look at the hashtags while we're here. Feminism, feminist, women empowerment, women supporting women, Me Too, feminism is cancer, future is female, future is not female, alpha male, justice for men, men's day, MGTOW, he for she, party wear. Men need not cook. They need a wife who cooks for him. She is born to make his life easier. I was not born to make anyone's life more difficult, and I also wasn't born to serve. Men will grab and tease the woman they love. What was this person thinking when they made this? One look at the image and you could tell it's not romantic or loving. Now, I know we were all wondering, and Phenom has thoughtfully laid out what exactly a husband and wife are to one another. And yes, it's as sad as you think. At her man's home, a wife is these to him: maid, nanny, cook, waitress, sex partner, personal secretary, massager, cuddler, launderer, stress buster. And a man is these to his wife at his home: instant mechanic, instant electrician, instant plumber, tight jar/box opener, sex partner, personal bouncer/protector, guardian, meal ticket, personal advisor, rule maker. Real men protect assets they literally own: his car, his home, his kids, his wife. These are under his patriarchal surveillance. And that is what this all boils down to. These men want to own women. To which I say, you. As you may recall from last year, the traditional mother was a bit of an oddity in that she was a very religious woman who was a single mother. This was because she was a grace widow, which means she divorced her husband because, though she did everything right per their rules and requirements, he wouldn't stop cheating on her. Never fear, however, she is married again. And though she did delete her account earlier this year, she returned over the summer, and her posts are mostly recycles from her old account or quotes from Christian writers. Okay, I have to say something here. Why would a grown man want a woman with a certain childlikeness about her? Why is femininity being associated with being childlike? Their original account, according to them, was hacked, and so they're using their backup account now. They haven't posted since October, and looking at their page now, they want to be worth fighting for so bad. But no, we don't fear Christians. We fear Christian nationalists. Most Christians also have no desire to live in a Christo-fascist country. This account seems to have vanished. What a shame. And that's it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I would like to thank my patrons, and if you would like to help support the channel, my Patreon is linked below along with everything else. Commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing are also great ways to show your support if you want to. Have a great day, night, whenever you happen to be watching this, and fade to cats.